It's my distinct honor and pleasure to introduce to you my friend, Chairman John Eves.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. What a great day. I certainly want to thank Vice Chair Liz Hausman for that very kind, generous introduction. As she pointed out, we do have that one thing in common. We were both born as redheads. And I remember in my first grade in Tallahassee, Florida, during the holiday season, I had a red-headed afro, and I had to dress up in a Santa Claus suit, and that was really a sight as a first grader. I want to thank all of you for being here, and there are many thanks for the culmination and the planning and the coordination and the organization of this wonderful State of the County address. I certainly want to thank all the sponsors, but especially to the presenting sponsors, Comcast and Gas South. I am actually a proud and loyal customer of both Comcast and Gas South, and they take a significant part of my monthly household budget. And it's no wonder why they are our presenting sponsors. And I also want to thank the Council for Quality Growth under the wonderful leadership of Michael Paris and the chairmanship of Scott, who I had a chance to talk with earlier. Thank you for all that you do for our region in terms of bringing elected officials together, in terms of having these state of the county addresses throughout our region. And specifically, Mike, I want to thank Amanda Janiski, who was your point person and worked with our team to pull together this wonderful event. I also want to thank the clergy from representatives of some of the three great world religions, Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. I have a theological background, and I certainly recognize and value all the good work that our faith-based community does here in Fulton County. So, gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. We're also very pleased to have so many elected officials on the local level, from the various cities in our dynamic county to representatives on the state level, and thank you for being here. And I also want to give acknowledgement to some of the elected officials who we work closely with and within the realms of Fulton County, notably the chief judge who was here, I think earlier may have left, the sheriff, the district attorney. Thank you for your partnership, and thank you for all that you do in our county as well. So Vice Chairman Hausman mentioned about the great team. Friends, we have a great team in Fulton County. You know, back in 1992 with the Olympics, there was a dream team. Well, Fulton County has a dream team as well. We have dynamic management and leadership in our county. Dick Anderson and his team, great job. Anna Roach, Todd Long, Sharon Whitmore. Also, we have a great county attorney, Patrice Perkins Hooker, and we have a great county clerk. Each of them does an exemplary job in our county, and we are just so fortunate to have them in the various positions, and let's give them a round of applause for their work. Last but not least, I want to thank all the commissioners. All 7 of us are here today. We're different, we have opinions, but I will say, having worked with them for the past year and a half, we have one of the best county commissions in the country. And I'm reminded when I was growing up, my mother, she baked something called dump cake. It was delicious, and she would dump margarine, she would dump peaches, she would dump flour, and she would dump apples into this casserole dish, and then she would put it into the oven and bake it for 2 hours, and she would pull it out and it would taste so delicious. And I would say, Mom, what's in there? She said, well, I just dumped ingredients in there, and doggone it, it still turned out to be delicious. And our Fulton County commissioners, we're not dumped in, but we are in close proximity. We love our county. We have different perspectives, but I will say, with all that diversity and all those differences, we somehow make some great lemonade in Fulton County. So thank you to my colleagues, and let's give them a round of applause for their great work. So it is my absolute pleasure to be here today to share with you this state of our county. You know, 1 year ago, we were right here in this magnificent facility to talk about the good works that were taking place in Fulton County. Yes, 1 year ago, we talked about the new direction in which Fulton County was headed. My friends, we have accomplished a great deal since then, and now I am proud to stand here today, 1 year later, to share with you even more good news. It will come as no surprise when I tell you that the state of our county is strong. But you know what? It's very strong. It is on solid footing, and it is in a better shape than it has ever been in many years. I've had the high honor of serving as chairman for 10 years, and I can tell you how far we have come since my first year in 2007. In the past, Fulton County did not always leave the best of impressions. But the old saying goes, that was then, and this is now. Now, 10 years later, we look to solve problems together. Now, 10 years later, we know how to work together to get things done. Together, we've made the decision that our governing priorities would be, as you saw in the video, safety, economic development, health, lives that are culturally and recreationally enriched, self-sufficiency, and a government that is efficient, effective, and fiscally sound. And we knew that the people we serve, my friends, had to be front and center. And so again, as you saw in the video, each commissioner has embraced one of these priority areas and become its champion. And each one has hit the ground running. This spirit of cooperation and togetherness has produced, for the second year in a row, a balanced budget with an overwhelming majority vote on our commission. More importantly, we push to change the way that we make budgetary decisions. We're now emphasizing outcomes instead of just funding expenses. In my first few years, a unanimous agreement on priorities like these would have been nearly impossible. And I want to thank each of my colleagues for their dedication, their support, and working together to make our county stronger, leaner, and better. This is what we are now, but my friends, people still expect more. As elected officials, we're expected to usher in a new reality, a brighter tomorrow, and a better today. This is part of the bargain when people give us their vote, and when people give their votes, they expect that they get something in exchange. One such expectation is that on their behalf, we are thinking ahead. Now, last year we added some new members to the Fulton County family, 31,952 of them to be exact. This is the number of children born in Fulton County in 2015. And you know, I've been thinking a lot about their future, our county and this region. In 2034, they will be 18 years old and voting for the first time. And I wonder what we are leaving for them. What kind of Fulton County will they have? Their world will be going to be a lot different than today, more so than anything that we can ever imagine. Our names will not be on the ballot in 2034. My name won't be on the ballot for sure. But the work we do now and over the next few years will determine the issues that will be. If all people are going to have economic opportunity, which is the area Vice Chairman is leading, and if all people are going to be self-sufficient, which is the area that Commissioner Darnell, our dean, is leading, then we're going to have to be real about transportation. Today, we spend a lot of time in our cars, a whole lot of time. We spend a lot of time on Georgia 400, on Spaghetti Junction, and on the downtown connector. Whether you're coming in from Johns Creek, like Steve Broadbent, or from Johnson Ferry Road, from Chattahoochee Hills, or where you come from my neighborhood on Cascade Road, from the east to the west or north to south, or from one end of Peachtree to the other, we know we have a transportation and a traffic challenge right here in our county. But it's a challenge that we, my friends, must meet. We are taking the first step with the T-SPLOS, a dedicated sales tax for transportation. This sales tax, 3/4 of a penny outside of the boundaries of Atlanta, will help us buy back some of the minutes and hours that we waste in traffic each and every day. For more than a year, the board has convened meetings with the 14 mayors of the cities of Fulton County. We have been developing a project list to meet the transportation challenges that we face every day. And I want to offer my sincere thanks to the mayors and the commissioners for working together. It hasn't always been easy. There's been lots, Brandon, of spirited debate. But working together, my friends, we reach common ground. Our T-SPLOS will raise, $500 to $600 million over the next 5 years, which will drive key transportation improvements. And in November, we're going to ask our voters of Fulton County to give their approval. But transportation is not just about traffic. It's about creating an environment for business growth. We need to produce the type of jobs that will make that new family of members that I referenced want to stay close to home when they become 18 years old. Many of those jobs will be in the technology sector. Fulton County is strong today in technology, but let's grow Fulton to reach even greater heights. Right here in Fulton County, we have something called Transaction Alley. This corridor, located up on Georgia 400, processed $5 trillion worth of credit, debit, and gift card transactions in our region. Nearly 70% of all the nation's transactions are conducted right here in the state of Georgia, with almost 80% of those transactions taking place right here in Fulton County in Transaction Alley. We need to take the necessary steps to capitalize on this success. To begin, I will introduce very soon a resolution to form a special technology investment advisory council. This group will bring together government and private sector leaders to make Fulton County attractive for venture capital. I've asked John Yates, who is a partner with Morris, Manning, and Martin, and a tech community authority to lead this effort, along with Diane Matthews, who is the director, the head of the South Fulton Chamber of Commerce, and both of them are here. Diane and John, wherever you are, if you can please stand and let's give them a round of applause. Thank you so much. Under their leadership, this council will help us make Fulton County more attractive for investments in technology companies and make South Fulton a destination for economic ingenuity. Now, because we are a leader in processing transactions, then we should be among the leaders in protecting our hard-earned assets from hackers. It is estimated that between $300 billion and $1 trillion is lost because of high-tech pickpockets. We do our best updating virus software and putting up firewalls and changing our passwords every 90 to 120 days, but it's going to take more concentrated and aggressive efforts to pull the plug on those who want to shut down our e-commerce activities. Now, to beat them at their own game, we have to put together the right security measures. To that end, I am forming the Chairman's Council on Cyber Security. This council, which will be comprised of some of the foremost experts in the field from Georgia Tech and the legal and financial sectors, who will tell us how we can protect ourselves from these cyber thieves. Healthcare, financial technology, mobility innovation, cyber security. There is no doubt that the tech sector will dominate the jobs that are being created. This is what the jobs of tomorrow will be, and we must, my friends, foster an environment for job creation in those areas. In large part, our success will depend upon the character, the commitment, and the competence of those who are employed in the public sector. The true lifeblood of any business is its people, and the ones who each and every day make the product, who interface with the customer, who push the business to newer and greater heights. And it is no different in the public sector. Our county manager, Dick Anderson, and our facilities department have begun the task of looking at the maintenance of our buildings to see where we can save more money. I like that direction, and I want to put these savings to a specific use. I want to use these savings to make investments in employee training, because our employees, as Kevin noted, make the difference between good enough and better than ever. And there are ways, my friends, to get there. It's being done right now in Prince George's County, Maryland, and Cook County, Illinois. It's also being done right down the road in Albany, Georgia, and it's being done right here in our backyard in the city of Atlanta. If Atlanta, Albany, Cook County, and Prince George's County can do it, my friends, Fulton County can do it as well. It's called Guaranteed Energy Savings Performance Contracting. That's a big, long name, but it's a simple idea. We find ways to make buildings more efficient, and we save money, lots of money. And we use some of those savings to make investments in employee training, our most valued commodity, the backbone of our organization. Again, thinking ahead. Thinking ahead also involves looking squarely at the face of the present. Today, the majority of what demands our attention is public safety and public health. I don't want to over-dramatize the concerns that we face, and I don't want to leave the impression that there is some easy and overnight solution. However, my friends, there really is some good news. There is some encouraging signs. There is a point that we are making some improvement towards outcomes. For example, to ensure that all people are healthy, I know beyond a shadow of the doubt that Commissioner Joan Garner, who champions this priority area, is going to work to tirelessly promote the strong community partners we have, and among other things, combating HIV, AIDS, and STDs. She and I have already established the Fulton County HIV AIDS Task Force. And I know that she is as proud as I am that we were able to offer last year more HIV AIDS tests than in recent memory in our county. Also, Vice Chairman Hausman is leading the way to the latest threat to public safety and public health. The growing heroin-related deaths throughout Fulton County is staggering. In 2010, there were 4 deaths. Last year, there were over 100. She has sponsored a resolution that the board adopted last week to train first responders so that they can prevent needless deaths in our county. So as you can see, we do have a few pieces in place that we are happy and proud about. But where we have created a task force, we, my friends, have to meet the task with even greater force. And where we have passed resolutions, we have to get cracking to making some solutions. The times that we live in demand this. HIV/AIDS, homelessness, overcrowded jails, generational poverty. These concerns pop up just about everywhere in our court system, in Grady Hospital, on our streets, on our jail beds, which are populated with the mentally ill. Our courtrooms are bursting with seams, with economic desperation. We have, my friends, an opportunity to roll up our sleeves and meet these problems head on. As I look before you and as I look at my dirty glasses here, the measurement 2020 indicates the sharpness or clarity of a vision at a distance. The year 2020 is a pivotal measurement of time, and it presents a unique chance to create some milestones by which we can mark our successes. Right on your tables in front of you, you will see a handout that describes a set of public safety and public health goals. I am calling these goals 2020 revision. Over the next few years, we may have to make some drastic changes in certain areas so that we can achieve these specific goals. This is where we ought to be in the next 4 years. And throughout this year, I will be presenting to the Board of Commissioners certain initiatives that are designed to accomplish these goals. There is one last thing that I need to mention, and it deals with the people and their elected officials. In a word, it's trust. The trust of the people we serve. The trust that their public officials have their best interests in mind at all times. The trust that we do what we said we would when we took a chance on us and they gave us their vote. Because, my friend, that's what a vote is. It is trust. If we have learned anything from the presidential election, it is that there is a limit to the people's patience and there's a limit to their trust. And when those limits are tested, we just see what the people will do. Somebody has got to prove day by day, vote by vote, action by action, that they can be trusted to do the right thing for and by the people. Today is where we begin working to strengthen that trust. Today is where I make that my number one priority as chairman. We absolutely have to bring this trust back and make this trust right. If we're going to make visions a reality. And I do believe that we, my friends, can do it. Now, make no mistake about it. There will be doubters, there will be naysayers, and as my kids say, there will be haters. There will be those who want to talk about what divides us. There will be those who will say that differences in race and geography and party will make it impossible for us to achieve our goals. But to those who think they will be able to throw a monkey wrench into our plans, I say this: we will neither be united nor divided by race. We will not be joined together or torn apart by party affiliation. We will not be separated by geography, different ethnicity, religious belief, or sexual orientation. We will not build us up or tear us down. Instead, we will push forward because of and in spite of our diversity. We will reach, my friends, greater heights because of our differences and despite them. And we will do this day by day together. Together, let's grow Fulton. Fulton is more than the capital county of Georgia. It's home to the capital city. My friends, Fulton is what the nation is. It's rich in diversity, steeped in values, and blessed with opportunity. As Fulton goes, so goes our region. My friends, it has been a privilege. It has been a pleasure to represent Fulton County these past 10 years. We have accomplished a lot in this time, and for the benefit of this region and for the sake of our people, we have a whole lot more to do together. Let's spend these next few years together, moving forcefully to bright futures that are ours in the taking. Let us work together to build a government that citizens can trust. Let us work together on making our county a safe place for all, with opportunities to share for all. Join me, my friends, and let us grow Fulton together. God bless you.